There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes.
All right, welcome to Alleys Alehouse, everybody. We are the Blind Pig Confessions, as you probably already know because you're listening to the show.
Nuh-uh.
But we're doing another show here at Alleys Alehouse, and we have a eclectic group around our table again.
Eclectic?
Eclectic. We have the Trey Deuce jumping on the show tonight. We have our friend, the new Mexican-Polish guy over here,
Hola.
Richard. We have Roberto.
Straight Mexican.
Wouldn't it be Ricardo, too? Would it be Ricardo?
Well, Polish Mexican, so the first name's Richard, the middle name's Antonio. So Richard Antonio.
There we go.
Ricardo Antonio.
Antonio.
Let's go Richard
No relation
Antonio.
to Mark Anthony. I get that all the time.
Dick.
Because the looks.
So
Absolutely. First thing I thought of.
We'll just
Dick Anthony?
We'll just shorten it to Dick Anthony.
Can we just call him the Dick Ant?
Dickheads.
We have Chris on the show with us. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
AJ is in the peanut gallery, as he usually likes to stay.
We don't have enough mics. I'll have to share his mic with Chris.
And then obviously I'm Jordan, and then we have Pat,
Paulie
or
G.
what's his new name?
El Pato.
El Pato.
Puerto Rican for
Gay duck or something.
Gay duck.
Gay duck.
Little gay duck.
Little gay duck. That's even better.
Spanish for duck. Puerto Rican for fuck off.
Puerto Rican for little gay duck, which fits
Ooh,
you,
we
man.
might
It
have
fits your
to- we-
personality.
Shut up. Damn you.
That's all right. You know you have the Dominator across the
Little
table
quacker.
from you, so that's okay.
Oh, boy.
Trey Deuce is the Dominator.
Dominator.
We've got it all here, man. So welcome, gentlemen. We appreciate you guys coming out to Alleys and coming on the show with us.
We're just gonna shoot the
Thank
shit
you for
on
having
it.
me on.
So last time we were here, we did a lot with Nico and his open stage, and we talked a lot about Alleys and what they got going on. And again, if you haven't been out to Alleys, they have great beer, great food, and a great atmosphere.
Volleyball.
Yeah, I mean,
Volleyball pants.
volleyball
Shorts.
in the summer is like
Is a staple.
And I work right over there where we see them all the time.
how do you even concentrate, sir?
Right?
I mean, I come here and you just hear the show get quiet. And that's usually because a group just walked in.
I have to beat my sales guys away from the windows.
But do you see them or are you strategically watching?
Now,
is the
when
question.
you say
Yeah.
beat,
well, this
you know.
Roberto's in what
What
we
are
like to
you
refer to
beating
as
exactly?
the hunter seat, and that seat for some reason gets quieter than all the other seats at the table.
Not Hunter's seat, but the Hunter seat.
The hunter seat,
The
not
hunter
hunter's seat,
yeah.
but the hunter
Because of the
seat.
pig Hunter, who's not here. He might show up after we tear all the equipment down.
He usually does.
I was about to say that isn't that his MO?
That is his MO.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
You showed up after we were done.
That's because that's what I wrote. That's how I'm gonna fucking leave here and halfway through this one, I have to tear down or pay my tab.
Oh,
He'll still be sitting there watching the volleyball while we're tearing all the equipment down.
like I need a moment.
Just a moment.
So what I will say though is, craft beer has changed even since we started this show. So the last show we were on, we tried some different beers that Alleys had, and we're going to try some more here. I'll go up there and get us some samples here in a minute. But when we first started craft beer shows, an IPA or an APA was a blast your face off hopped up beer. And now it's not. They're actually making stuff a lot more drinkable, a lot more palatable. It's a lot more balanced than it used to be. So people that are just getting into the craft brew scene shouldn't be afraid of that just hops in your face type of beer. And in fact, I haven't told the guys this, but I'm planning on doing a segment. I'm going to try to find some 21 to 25-year-olds and do a segment called Growing Up Craft. Because a lot of them grew up.
Okay, I was worried. I was worried there for a minute.
I wasn't worried. I was excited.
I'm like, all right.
A lot of them, different from us, grew up, their first beer was craft beer. So that's what they were used to. With us, we can go around the table. Chris, what was your first beer?
Miller Lite.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so not a craft. Now, are you a craft fan now?
Oh, yeah, I'm drinking a Roman
How much do
chemistry right now.
How much do you drink Miller Lite now?
I don't.
Right,
And
exactly.
nor will I.
Exactly.
Okay,
And I with
so-
you, was also a Miller Lite
Yeah.
guy. And now I found out that there's this thing called flavor.
Absolutely.
And I won't ever go back. Now, I won't dog Miller Lite because I
No.
drank it for years and years and
Right,
years.
Right.
But there's so much more out there than what the domestics can offer you. Sam, what was your first domestic beer? Obviously, it was domestic because they didn't have craft when you started drinking.
Yeah, my first was Old English, so
Old English.
Old E in a 40. I'm assuming.
Wow.
Yeah, in the 40. In the
It's
40.
got to be in a 40.
Yeah.
They sell it in anything other?
Probably
You know,
No, they don't. Actually, no, I take that back. They do sell it in cans.
They do
but-
sell it in cans.
They
That's what
do
I'm
sell it
saying.
in cans, but no, my first one was Old English, and it happened to be in the 40. So
Trey, you know, I'm going to say this, man. You know I got to say it.
yes, it's what's it called?
You just said the most stereotypical thing you possibly could have fucking said. You know that, right?
The oldie.
The Old English in a brown bag
Yeah.
from the only black guy on the fucking show.
Well, it wasn't in a brown bag. It was
Right,
done in a nice
exactly.
plastic cup. You know. I was,
My bad. It was in a solo cup, so
Were
that
you
makes it
over
better.
21?
I was not over 21.
Okay,
and
so,
that
okay.
was easy for us to pocket at the time. I didn't pocket it. I just
How can you pocket a 40 ounce? That's
Well-
a big fucking Jenko jeans or what the
yeah,
fuck?
Janko jeans.
Janko jeans.
Janko jeans.
He just looked like Pat when he had that 40 shoved down in his pocket.
It would be the
was
same
real-
thing if you asked the first
They
line.
used to sell Carl Kanai and all that kind of stuff.
So, all right,
Is that in the same kind of genre?
I think there was.
Richard, what was your first beer? You're a little bit younger than the rest of us.
A lot younger.
Today is his first beer.
No, my
When did you lose your virginity?
guys.
2 years ago?
Today's my birthday. I'm a virgin.
Oh.
No.
Thanks
My
to Pat.
first beer was probably a Coors Light.
Oh my God! I'm
And-
sorry.
Yeah, I know. I know.
still drink
and
beer?
I'm I do drink beer, but I was a late bloomer. I actually just started getting into craft beer. I would probably say like 6 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really are. You're like
yeah.
you're like a half virgin.
Oh yeah, so I try it. I drink it everywhere I go. I can't tell you last time I had a beer that wasn't a craft beer. Or
That's good. At least
made
we know
by
your balls have dropped now.
Anheuser-Busch, you know, and I'm learning to
You
appreciate
do realize
the
that
stuff,
Coors
so.
was not made by Anheuser-Busch, right?
He did not
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out for you.
But all those cheap beers is what I'm talking about.
It's okay if you want to push all the
Mainstream.
macros
We'll say
together. I'll
mainstream.
give you that one.
It's all about the same now.
Roberto, what about you, buddy? What was your domestic? You can admit it.
My first domestic was probably when I was like 10 or 11 with my old man, and it was a Miller Lite. And then my big thing was like, I jumped to freaking Killian's, and then I went to Guinness. Now, I too am new to the craft beer scene, maybe by a couple of years. My go-to is always a Corona Extra. And to this day, I will still drink that because it's a beer that I found that when I was getting into beer, because I was always a vodka guy, when I got into beer, Corona was just like my thing. I could drink a Corona with lime, salt, call it a day.
Straight Corona, not Corona Light, right?
No, not the Corona Light. That's like Mexican piss.
All right.
The Corona is regular, is like, American piss. So, but that's my thing, and then I got into the craft scene before I got with you guys, and I just kind of was barely kind of broadening my horizon when it came to beer. And then I came with you guys, and you guys introduced me to the one and only White Stout Evo Check Bixby.
Yes.
And I think from that second, when I tasted that beer, I was gone. Like, I'm like, there's something here that everyone's been talking about. I'm one not to follow trends. So that's why I kind of stuck to my guns with Corona. So when that thing, I tasted that, I'm like, okay, there's flavor, there's fullness, there's a nose, there's a little bit something about it. So that's when I really got into it. But even to this day, if I'm out on the barbecue pit, I'm drinking a Corona just
fine.
because I really like to drink it. That's just
That's fine.
It takes me back to a simpler time, I guess, and that way I'm not like crying and shit. So, I might be still crying. But no, I'll drink Corona, and then every now and then, and I guess it's also because for the price of a 12-pack of Corona, I can get a 4-pack of craft beer.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah, that is the pocketbook kid.
so
right
I'm
there.
like,
That's
honestly, and I hate to say that, that's like my downfall with craft beer. But honestly, you do get what you pay for. You do get flavor when you get a craft beer. It's fucking worth it.
You're also, if you just think alcohol content, depending on what you get.
True.
Most of what you're getting is about twice the ABV you're getting off of the regular stuff, and you may be paying a little more what you think for less volume, but you're still getting the effects of it.
Correct.
Yes.
I used to think that way, but now I just drink 12 IPAs, and now that's a problem, right?
So I said mine's Miller Lite. My cousin AJ, he's at the table. We'll get to him in a second. But I grew up drinking Miller Lite. That's what I drank. That's what we all drank. And I loved it. I thought there was no other beer in the world but Miller Lite. And then we started the show, and holy shit, suddenly I was opened up to this whole new world where there was these flavors and these textures and all this shit that I was like, damn. Yeah, literally, like the clouds parted, the sun came down on me, and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm with you. Bigsby was a big turnaround for me. The Clayton Bigsby by Evil Check is one of the best craft beers ever made. I mean, it's just delicious.
We're fully going to have to put a bed of Aladdin song underneath that one. A whole new world.
I'll drink an IPA.
So, El Cato, whatever the hell your name is.
I'm a cat now?
You guys are killing me.
I don't know.
What am I calling him?
El Pato.
El Pato?
Paulie G.
El Pato, which means literally
Duck.
like gay kitten or
No,
something.
it means duck.
Duck. Got
Duck.
it. Duck.
Gay
It
bird.
was a joke off of something he posted on.
Okay, El Gato.
Domestic or my first beer? Because I've learned from stories.
Oh my God, are you going to be the? Well, guys.
No, I've
Back
learned.
in 1992.
No.
I actually started with craft beer because
No,
I drank this Belgian brew that came from Belgium. It was a 7.2 beer,
And I've never
the
smelled
other
what a-
guys just didn't understand what I was drinking.
I don't know what a Bradford tree smells like.
Okay,
either.
But I've never smelled sperm in my life. But other than that, I'm very, very
dick.
I mean, that's what a
No.
Bradford tree smells like when it's blooming.
Understood.
So.
Okay, understood. Understand. I lived in Germany as a kid.
okay.
So
See, here we go.
if we're going with beer or yes, my
Go with
first
your first
beer-
fucking domestic, you
My
jackass.
first domestic was a fucking Bud Light.
Okay, there you go.
But I stole beers from my dad apparently all the time from like the age of 3 or 4 because they'd leave them lying around. And these are like Grolsches and Pilsner Kells and those kind of lots of big German beers and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, my dad couldn't leave a beer down on the that on the end table of any kind of couch or furniture or anything because I'd go grab it and drink it.
So a lot of I'm better than you.
No, not better than me.
Because your dad drank better beer than Miller Lite. What the fuck?
No, he just we were in Germany. He had German beer. You didn't get Bud Light in Germany.
Got it.
Did
It's
you
no
get
better.
My question is, did you get German pussy at a young age then?
Probably not. No.
Oh, okay. I just was
A
curious.
lot of German dick, though.
It's a whole lot of Wiener Schnitzel.
That's right.
AJ, first domestic beer.
First domestic beer was probably sitting on my dad's lap with a PBR.
There you go.
Sounds
PBR is a
about
good
right.
domestic beer, though. I
Nice.
like that.
And
Yeah.
then in college, it was the old 1075 a case, old Milwaukee Light.
There you go. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like it.
And
remember
I know
the
you
old
grew up on
Milwaukee.
Miller Lite too, because we all
Yeah.
drank that shit growing up.
Yeah, you kind of forced me into that one.
Claude Nanny's, man. And I know this side of the table, we drank them big fucking boys, the big old
32-ounce mugs.
32-ouncer ice
remember those
cold
days.
$4 whatever the hell it was Miller Lights all the time. That's what we
Yeah.
drank.
All we
did.
Oh, yeah,
I'd say
Claude
my
Nanny's.
favorite
That was a great.
Craft
That is a
beer would
waste, by the
probably
way.
be,
You didn't?
Hold on.
Busted Knuckle.
You like the busted knuckle?
Busted Knuckle,
All right.
okay.
That's a good choice.
Can't drink it very often, but
No, it has effects on you.
What?
Yeah.
you could say that.
Beer has effects on me. What kind of effects
AJ
you got?
can't have the cocoa nibs.
Oh, he does not do the.
He has a chocolate allergy. We'll just leave it at
You
that.
poor bastard. That
So you
sucks.
poop yourself?
No. It just makes it feel like a basketball's coming out of there.
Sam, it'd be like if you drank like 20 milk stouts in a night.
Well, yeah, but mine at least comes out runny, not just big old fist-sized logs.
I can do a fist size. This is basketball size.
That's like,
Apparently, Roberto's used to the fisting. It doesn't phase him anymore.
It doesn't. No,
Hey.
I'm good.
That's nasty.
makes it easy.
That's
Makes it
nasty.
easy. I wish. I
No,
wish.
that's nasty.
Ugh.
Whatever you got to do to get it out, put it in.
A lot of grunting, whatever it takes.
No, that's how you blow
So-
the O-ring out. So
So literally, we all started on the best. That's why I want to do that series where we get some younger people that literally, I think a lot of people that are 21, probably 21 to 23, 24, their first beer was probably a craft. It probably was not a domestic beer.
Yeah.
And so I'd be interested to see their opinions on like the domestic beers and stuff.
I think
How
it
you
depends.
suppose about going out getting these younger people? Are you going to go patrol or roam around the college
No,
campus?
I'm going to
He's
ask
gonna be
at
a
work
four-
for fuck's sake. I have a ton of people there at work that are like that age
He's
range.
going to be a 40-year-old guy going around
It's like,
asking
hey,
20-year-olds,
you
hey,
wanna
you want to come drink?
Hey,
You wanna
do you
come
drink
No,
beer?
not 20-year-olds. They're not legal.
It was like, you want to drink some craft beer?
If
I
you
got
go
some
to
craft
IU
beer back at my place.
And pull people there.
Right.
Big Woods has got their brewery right there on campus.
Because we're probably going to do the show at Alleys, so they have to be 21.
Yeah.
So first I'm going to start on Facebook and say, if you have any friends that are 21 to 24, send them our way. We want to do this segment called Growing Up Craft.
I still think it's going to be also dependent on where you get them from. Because you can get a lot of people. I mean, you roll out to Cicero and see how many 21-year-olds are drinking
Yeah,
craft
it has
beer.
to be Fisher's
No.
Caramel.
Exactly.
Right. Well, that's
And so I
Yeah.
mean, it's also it's a.
Yeah,
I
or
think it might be a
college
socioeconomic.
You might know a couple of
thing.
people.
Affluent 21 to 23 year old.
Okay, so I'm looking for some bunch of snobby fuckers that are 21 to 24.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
tat-
it's like you're being very classist right now. I'm like, I thought you wanted a broad spectrum. That's all.
Yeah. No, that's what. No, he would have to. No, what I'm saying is,
Sam, I'm going to roll down a 20-second post and get one from there, okay, for you? I'm going to go on the street corner. I'm going to hold up a big fucking
Well, no, I
sign
think
that
you
says,
should.
if
Free
you get
beer.
21 to 24, I want you on my show.
No.
I might
they'd
get
only
shot
come
and
if we
killed,
had
but I'm going to do
OEs.
it.
He's gonna be like,
Send
I'm coming
you,
out with an
what
old
kind
E,
of fucking beer is
motherfucker.
that?
You just say free beer, 21 to 25, and you're good.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think you.
But then
need-
I'll have 100
That's a
people
good
on the
point,
show.
Sam.
No, but I
I
think
like it.
I think he's right. You're going to have to pull him from some different socioeconomic status, because if you just kind of go around here, you're probably going to get a lot of tattoos, goatees, and man buns, fucking coming on your show because they're hip. They're
The fuck do you live?
And then I'm gonna have to
metrosexual.
yuppies,
Metrosexual?
metrosexuals,
Is that what-
yuppies, whatever
I'm gonna punch every single one of them too. Because fuck
'Cause
them.
One of our good
'cause
friends is D, and D is the biggest metrosexual I know.
And
so
see, that's what I was
I don't
gonna get.
need to
It's like-
find a metrosexual.
I was
But
like,
no, that's what
I don't
you're
know
gonna
how you guys
get.
gonna do with the whole
This
what's it called?
show's not
Hipster-
going to air.
hipster crowd.
Hipster crowd. There you go. Thank you.
We're gonna have to go to Fountain Square
All right,
for
Trey
that.
I was
Deuce,
just gonna say
you're
Fountain
in
Square,
charge of
yeah.
bringing one person to that show, and I'll find the other two. How's that?
Just go
All
down
right,
to
fine.
Gen Con.
Fine.
He's gonna go to Gen Con. They're gonna be drinking like the Star Wars themed beers and shit. They're not gonna be
Actually-
drinking real beer.
Actually, Sun King is every year they do a beer for Gen Con, a special beer for that
Fuck
time.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's Sun King.
Yeah, but it's Sun King.
No, hey, we don't. No, we try everything.
No, I'll
Don't hate.
No, can
We
we
try
please
everything.
rephrase that? We try all kinds of beers.
So you don't.
We don't
have
just
to.
try anything. Let's never ever leave it at that.
Well,
You never tried to finger up the butt?
No, it
You
happened
tried-
once. The whammo, and I was out.
He tried the fist. He went fucking full out, balls deep.
No, it was the thumb. She was sucking her thumb. I thought it was hot. And next thing I knew, there was a thumb in my ass, and I was up and out and kicked her out of my apartment and never talked to her again.
Whammo!
Yep.
At
true
least you
story.
didn't have to pay her, so she just left. That's good.
Oh
there was
no, he
payment
paid.
involved.
Or did you? Oh yeah.
He paid
Or
up
did
front.
you? Or did you?
I had to sit on an ice pack the rest of the night and watch TV, pissed off. Yeah, I paid for it.
Sitting in the shower all crying.
Fetal position.
It wasn't that. Maybe it wasn't that traumatic.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah, she did. She was sucking her thumb, and it was hot. And then next thing I knew, the thumb disappeared, and then I found it again. Whoop! And I jumped up and probably hit the ceiling and said, "Get the fuck out!" And she said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yes, I'm serious. Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah, he told me
Never spoke to her again.
He told me a story. That story a couple,
do you have her
several
number
years
still?
ago. And well,
Did you have her number still?
No, I do not.
he told me. He told me that story a couple years ago. And every time we go on vacation, or I just no, I'd sit there and go whammo.
I was like, "Where are you going with this? Did you like fantasize about it?" I'm like,
no,
"Dude,
we were making. I was making fun of you
because I can put out an ad on Craigslist for you if you really need
making
that."
fun of you for like 2 years.
No,
on that.
Craigslist is bad.
Let's go
Craigslist
to
is bad.
Craigslist.
You don't get quality tang on Craigslist.
Well, I wasn't saying quality. I was just trying to find somebody to
Thanks,
stick their
Trey.
thumb
You have
up
to be
his
on the
butt.
massage section of
Is that-
Backpage.
is that the
Yeah,
back
yeah,
page?
back
Is that
page.
the-
Back page.
Back page.
Massage
and
section.
massages.
Yeah.
And for the codes and stuff, you want to find out how many flowers or roses.
Roses.
How
Roses
many
per
roses?
hour.
Yeah, how many roses per hour?
What the fuck?
Or fecal chest time.
Go to Chuck Berry shitting on us. All right, so we're back. We had to take a quick break, guys. I'll be honest. Some of this probably won't air, but we had to edit a little bit of that. All I'm going to say is, from the edit is, I used to love Chuck Berry's music, and I think I still will love his music, but I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to watch another music video the same way again. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. So, and the beautiful Abigail is delivering more beers to us. That's always a good thing.
What is this beer
Well-
that you're drinking? It's
Well,
kinda
we're going
red.
to start with the first one, which is Romantic Chemistry.
That's what I've got here. I'm drinking this already tonight.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that, but
That's good.
Wait, so
Trust me.
you're not going to listen to my dingling again?
just not in the same
Thank
light
you.
we used to listen to it. Wait, are we missing one? Oh, wait, there's two over here. Here, there's your Romantic Chemistry. So the first beer, and Abigail, who is Romantic Chemistry by? Dogfish Head. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Did you say water? Only water we serve here has barley and hops in it.
Do you mean Coors Light?
I can't. That's like 45 minutes on the toilet, and then I blow an O-ring out. So.
Well, it must be the water from the Rockies that messes you up.
So-
Got an O-ring?
all the heavy metals in that. All the heavy metals.
So I'm going to start with Chris because he's already been drinking the Romantic Chemistry tonight by Dogfish Head. So you want to start with the how you feel about it while the rest of us give it a shot?
Absolutely. I actually looked at it, and I was scanning through what I wanted to drink tonight, and I looked at it. It's a nice 7.2 ABV. All right, but what hit me was it's a smooth IPA. It is not a hoppy, like, grab your gnarly taste buds and just rip them all out. It's actually a pretty decently smooth IPA. It's got a bit of an aftertaste to it, but you can, it was smooth.
I smell the floral.
I get a lot of sweetness off of it, which I'm not a sweet beer fan, but it almost balances enough with the bitterness at the end to take that sweetness away a little, if that
Yep.
makes sense. Take it away a little bit.
That's where the
'Cause
aftertaste comes in, and it just kind of.
It really hits you sweet in the middle.
Yep.
But then it finishes kind of like a hoppy clean. So I give it a thumb up. I like it.
Yeah, I've drank 2 tonight, so.
Whammo.
Not to be confused with the earlier part of the show. I would give it 2 thumbs up. We'll put it that way. So Trey Deuce, how do you feel about the beer?
It's interesting. I know you guys say it rail against the whole hoppy taste and everything else. I kind of like that. I like the.
It depends on the beer. If it's done well, I like it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but like I like strong hops and stuff. So it's like for this to be an IPA, it's like I kind of taste it like it's like almost that like hoppy taste, that bitter, not bitter, but strong taste. But and then after that, it kind of like soothes and leaves a little bit, I guess, a floral.
Yes.
I don't know, like roses or something like that. I don't know if that's a thing. It kind of reminds me of like I walk into one of the flower shops type deal.
And it's real strong at first.
Yeah.
And then it eases in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the exact same thing.
So AJ, what do you think?
It's smooth, but definitely
A lot of flour in it?
floral.
Yeah.
So I will say
But I like
this: it's the best Dogfish Head I've had.
All right.
I'm not, but and that's I'm not a big Dogfish Head fan, and not it's just not on my palate what they make. And sadly enough, it's probably because a lot of what they put out here is like the Dogfish Head 120
Right.
or the 90, which become a little too the ABV is way too high on
Right.
those for my taste buds, and it gets that sickly sweet syrup thing to it, and you're just kind of like.
It almost turns into like a barley wine at that
Yes,
point.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes, it's a barley wine
So-
at that point. So
Yeah, and that happens a lot with high IB or high ABV too.
Right.
You get a beer that might be good, but then they jack the ABV way up. Then you taste it, and it's like that syrup, and then the alcohol burn.
Yeah.
almost
There's not flavor there though.
That's
It's,
right.
it's not good because it's just syrup with a burn
Yep.
to it. You know.
when you take some of the lighter beers on that high ABV. Now, some of the darker beers can handle it.
Yeah, like a dragon's milk.
Like a Dragon's
Yes.
Milk is fine.
Yes.
Or even a Tax Man or some of those others that
Yep.
are 10 or 12. I'm okay with some of those because it's my brain is expecting that.
Right.
When I'm going with a lighter beer, I'm expecting something crisp, something a little cleaner, not a syrupy thing. So that's usually what kind of hits me on those. But it's actually definitely not bad. I'm not a hophead. I'm not an IPA fan. I've said that through most of the shows. But this is not bad. The floral notes are good. It's not a heavy bitter on the front end. The bitter's there, a little bit of sweet bitters there on the back end.
And I'm on an IPA kick
Yeah.
right now for some reason. Like ever since I came back from Eastern Washington and I had a couple of IPAs out there, I came back and I'm like, there's something about some of these IPAs that these craft breweries are doing, and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
This one is very mellow. It's not in your face IPA.
That's right. It
And
doesn't
that's
seem
what I
like
like
an
about it.
IPA.
Exactly.
You're
yeah.
right.
It
You're
doesn't. It sits well. It goes down smooth. The floral.
Yeah, it does.
Trey.
Damn it, Trey.
Hey, and look, if you ever
heart, man.
I understand you're speaking from the heart and everything else, but like I am dirty. I am blue as it gets. So if I have a chance to make it dirty or to pervert it,
It goes down.
Yeah, it goes
Great.
down. Great.
Oh yeah.
So
and it,
just so
and
you,
it finishes well.
Yeah, a nice clean finish
All over the face, neck, and chest.
Oh yeah.
just so you guys know, this was a 7.2
go.
ABV.
Right.
Oh, okay,
Right.
Oh really? Okay.
It's almost like an amber almost.
Yeah, so it's,
if
it's
you
right.
will.
It's a little up there, but for craft beer, I'd say
It's a good-
it's medium
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good spot.
yeah.
for a craft beer.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
For an IPA, it's a good spot. If they go too much higher, it gets into the
yeah,
sickly
it didn't have
state.
that
I wouldn't
alcohol
like it.
burn.
You were saying you're not a real big hophead. See, the hoppier the better for me. And I'm always like, if it tastes like feet, then it's good.
See,
Well,
I don't
I
know
mean,
about
I mean,
feet.
just
I
no.
can't-
So you have a foot fetish, is what you're telling us.
So we got a show coming up eventually. I'm not sure when this airs. I think this will air before the other show. But we're actually starting to get calls from hop farms now. So we're going down to Columbus
Yeah.
to 812 Farms.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of worried. So Jordan, hold on. Jordan and I went. We went on a just a drinking night, a regular drinking night, no recording, down to Broad Ripple. We
Oh,
were
yeah, we
hopping
did.
around, and we went out to Broad Ripple Brew Pub,
Uh-huh.
and I all of a sudden just was sneezing constantly, and I ended up actually sneezing for almost 2 days, to the point where, if you ever had one of those bad drinking nights and next morning dry heaves, and like for 2 days your chest hurts because you were throwing up so much, y'all have had those. I know you had them. I
Yes.
was doing that from sneezing, and it ended up being, I think, Broad Ripple Brew Pub hangs hops in the bar all over the place, and I couldn't stop, could I?
No.
I mean,
No
I was
kidding.
just.
But he is like Wyatt Tense abdominally, if you guys remember Weird Science. That's Pat.
Yeah.
So, he's allergic to his own sperm, for Christ's sakes.
Hey, I
I
just
mean,
started. I
you
just
know-
started
Wait a
allergy
minute, time out.
shots.
How are
So
you?
wait a second.
I'm not
to your
allergic
own-
to my own sperm.
So do you have to wear gloves? I'm just.
He doesn't masturbate.
Depends on how dirty she is.
You got rubber underwear.
Yeah. No, I just started allergy shots, so I'm hoping a few of the allergy shots before we hit the 812 Farm show. I'm actually a little worried about being out. Like when we go to like brewery tours, everybody like grabs hops and smells them. I can't do that at all.
You
at
would
all.
die.
Because
I
he
would,
orgasms in his pants.
well, I would die.
And it's
My
embarrassing
face-
to have a wet spot.
My face would explode.
Do you have an EpiPen? That's all I'm asking.
No,
You need.
I just started allergy shots. My allergist didn't was supposed to order me an EpiPen. She didn't do it. Damn it.
812 Farms is
They're
down in
kinda
my neck of the
expensive,
woods.
though.
Exactly. We're going.
Just take some Benadryl.
You
You'll
gonna
be
come
all
with
right.
us?
Yeah, when is it?
What's this?
Well, I'll get with you on that. I don't because I don't know when this show comes out, but it's in a couple weeks from
no.
when we're technically recording this show, versus when this airs. Yeah, we'll stop by on the way down.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next beer. And I'll read a little bit about it, and I'll tell you guys this. I do like some sours, but this is called the New Belgium Transatlantic Creek Lips of Faith 2017, 6.5 ABV.
It's far too long of a name.
Now,
Which one is it?
that's that one, the red one.
Looks like
The
It's a
smell,
sour.
the smell is hard to get past,
I've already had a drink.
and the drink is worse. But
Yeah, have you ever had apple cider vinegar?
yes,
Because that's what you're drinking.
yeah, that's what it tastes
And
like.
it's actually a
Did
little.
Riley choose
It
looks
almost
a lot like a sangria.
Sours are an acquired taste, much like hoppy IPAs are.
It
So-
almost reminds me of
I'm not sure.
I'm a
it-
big
the
sour
aftertaste
guy.
of vomit.
Okay,
But
well, taste it because.
Well, New Belgium La Folle was the first. Was my AHA beer. I've repeated it many times. So that was the first one that got
Talk
me into
about the
crap.
pucker factor. Oh,
Sam's gonna
the
vomit.
fucker
Sam,
back, the
Sam's gonna water. Sam, water.
Why?
there's some sours out there I like. I can't get behind this one. It tastes like vomit to me. That's just me, though.
We're not supposed to be that cruel.
I'm sorry, but it does.
So there was that one.
This is
I said
worse than the
vinegar.
one
Remember
that
that
you
one-
had at freaking Memorial Day, where I almost wanted to punch you for like, hey, try this shit out.
somebody
that
got
the
a
wet
couple
dream?
packets of sugar?
No, it wasn't a wet dream. It was the I don't know. It had a
I actually
skull
like it.
on it. I took a picture of it. It was like that was the worst.
I like it.
They said this
Do
was
ya?
supposed to be cherry
Do ya?
flavored.
It's
It's
a tart.
like
This
bitter
is a sour
chick-
tart.
it's-
Well, it's
it's-
a tart. If there's
yeah.
cherry in it, it's going to be tart.
Now listen, I drink apple cider vinegar every morning. Okay, and I tell you, 2 tablespoons. Okay,
Because it's good for your heart.
because it's good for your heart and it lowers your blood pressure, and it truly does.
Does it? I need to start doing that then. Okay, but
really?
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely
Keeps those
Um,
stents from rusting.
Yeah, absolutely. But you take that, and that's about the same taste.
Nope.
So what you're
like
saying
it.
is if I start doing the apple cider vinegar in the morning with a little water, it's not going to be any more disgusting than this.
Correct.
Okay.
So you can handle
Hey,
it.
go
Okay.
easy. Well, New Belgium's not coming after us.
No, they're out in fucking Colorado. Fuck them.
I'm okay with it, but I'm the sour guy.
I'm not-
here.
But
Okay.
you like that. You can't
So,
say you like that.
Roberto, you've been quiet on
Yeah.
this one, brother.
I'm not. I'm
It's
not
a one
finishing
and
it.
done.
I'm not good on sour beers.
There's some that are good though. There are some that
I've
are
had
good.
one or two that maybe I could handle. This I just I can't.
Again,
Does
sours.
it taste like vomit to you?
Sours are different, and
Not
even
vomit,
even
but
I will
it's
not
sour.
drink more than one sour at a time a day.
Oh, you
like if
mixed
I'm
it
out
with the
drinking,
sour.
if I'm out drinking, I'm not drinking like sours all day long. This is a, this is a one and done beer, and that's all.
What do you use it for? Is you use it to do what?
Like,
It's
yeah, like,
why
are
would
you
you
trying
put
to-
yourself through that?
Like you're cleansing
Look,
your
I
palate
like
pressure.
sours. I've always liked sours. That was my original.
Trey,
beer.
did you taste vomit? Am I the only one that tasted vomit? Did anybody else taste vomit?
Okay, so
I did not taste vomit.
okay, so this is what I would say. So like it makes your mouth feel like after you vomit, you have that
Yes,
sweat.
It's
Thank
called.
you.
Well, it's on the
And so
exhale.
it's like
yes.
it's
Or
like
when
the
you're in
back
high
end.
school and that pink shit they threw over the vomit stain and that fucking
Well, yeah,
Yes.
smell.
I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm
No, we
tasting.
had
When
the
you're in high school and the
sawdust
pink shit, that's
from
a
out of
whole
house.
different thing.
We had the sawdust that
Well,
they put
it's
in. so.
and yes, some
But,
of
like-
them have that. Like when you exhale, you get that aroma and that feeling
Phlegm?
of kind of a vomit smell. And I agree. We had one. What was that bar downtown? The yard.
The yard dog, yard house.
The with like
Oh, God, that was
there was
bad.
a beer down there. It was a tart, and
Jordan's like,
I paid like $13 for it. And couldn't finish it. I made him
He's
try
about
it.
to throw up right
I know.
now.
I made him try it. I made Brendan try it. And then I spoke to the bartender and the manager and
It
was
straight
like,
tasted like vomit.
This is
straight
horrible.
up vomit.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so bad.
okay.
that one was bad. And I don't even remember the name of it. I wiped it out of my mind.
My
'Cause-
mouth is still hairy.
I gagged. I literally was gagging after trying it, and I had to like hide my face. I seriously went to the bathroom. Thought
I was
gonna
like,
throw up.
this is awful. Try it.
And of course, well,
because we have
again,
different
you would
palates.
do it too. You would do it.
We have different
Yeah.
palates.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you and I were sitting there, Chris, and I said, "Dude, this is so horrible. You have to try." You'd be like, "All right, I'll try it."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one of those situations, and I tried it. I was like, "Oh."
Well, I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. It wasn't just because
it-
you're
it
doing
wasn't
it.
just you.
It
So
wasn't
you was
just me.
totally doing misery love company at that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
bad.
Okay.
It was bad. Even Brendan.
Yeah. That's
Did-
still
what
stomach
did they
over
say
there.
after you told them like, hey, so
I was nothing. They was like, some people like it, and I'm like, that is horrible. I was like, that keg. Either your lines are really fucking dirty.
We want to meet that person.
You know who
that
likes
actually
this beer?
it.
Right.
Chuck Berry.
From a segment no longer going to be played, but
Well, I'll leave enough of that segment innocently to understand the jokes we're making.
Yeah,
But-
I've been looking through the list of Chuck Berry songs, and it's disturbing. Yeah.
Well, now that you know the truth, it's very disturbing. So we're trying another beer here. What is it, Chris? You got the bottle. Why don't you talk
It's
about
a New
it?
Holland, Belgium.
yeah, New Holland. It is a
like
Belgian
New
style
Holland.
white pale ale.
We like the New Holland.
All right, it's called
Hold
the
on,
white.
Hold on. How is a pale ale a white pale ale?
Or
now,
Belgian
if
style,
you say
right?
a white stout, we understand the
you get that.
dichotomy there. But
You get
white
that.
pale ale?
Sam,
Well,
are
it's
you
gotta
angry
be-
right now? Are they being racist?
No.
no, that's
Well,
I just don't understand the
Let's just read
difference.
Let's read the back here. Flavorfully blends the soft malt, fruity esters, and delicate spicing of American white with hoppy citrus notes.
American white what?
Belgian white. I said American. Pleasant hits of the orange are framed with chamomile, coriander, and grains of paradise.
shit white people drink.
What the hell are
Shit,
grains? What the hell are grains of paradise?
Hence
Shit white
why it's
people
called
cook
White
with?
Hatter.
I don't
yeah,
know
shit
the.
white people cook with.
Well, it does say its pairings is fish
Actually, that's
and
not
fried chicken.
true. So our
wait, see?
shit.
Not
Yeah,
just
so-
white people, Sam.
Hold on. So hold on.
Fried
hold on.
chicken is universal. Okay, so you can't even. Don't even.
What about
don't
fried
even try to do me
catfish?
like
Hold,
that.
hold on.
Don't even try to do me
our
like that.
Our redemption pig, brew
Yeah.
had coriander
It,
in it.
it had coriander and
Coriander,
pepper.
there's a peppercorns.
But
and
they said fried chicken.
Did it say?
Out
It
of
actually-
the three that
it
we just
actually
sampled,
said-
I like this the best.
It actually said grilled chicken.
Did it say grilled?
Did say grilled chicken.
fish, grilled chicken, and hard cheeses.
Hard cheeses.
That's all white right there.
I don't.
That's pretty white.
That's our charcuterie board. Right
What,
there.
what's a hard cheese?
cheddar.
Like a sharp
Sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar.
Or no?
Is that
Sam?
Is it,
Huh?
What?
come on. You know you got this. Make it
Come
dirty,
on.
baby.
Come on, Mr.
Make
Ramos.
it dirty.
So hard cheeses would be like your Parmesans, your
Chuck Berry's nuts.
Your Fremunda cheese.
stuff around there. Oh my gosh, I am so
Parmigiano, Reggiano, and, you know,
I'm,
all that stuff.
mozzarella.
I'm spacing the hard cheeses,
That's
but
all
there
right.
are
Well,
several
from the
out there.
lactose intolerant guy, I would not expect him to know all the cheeses.
Well, the harder the cheese, there's a lot less lactose there is in it. So
he
like,
likes the hard cheese.
well, I mean, yeah, I do like some hard cheese.
Do you like
know.
cheese curds?
Well, yeah, it's not cheese if it doesn't squeak. So,
Everybody likes cheese curds. There ain't
But if-
nobody don't like cheese curds.
but then
I
again,
like
of
too many
course, I have
cheese
to take
curds.
the
That's the
the
9
dairy
cents
pills.
talking.
Golly, dude, chamomile, coriander. We're good.
It's not my favorite,
No, it's spicy.
but it's actually okay. I mean,
I like
I
it.
like it better than I like,
like
the
it.
Sour.
No. I
Oh,
like
the
sour.
romantic chemistry, huh?
Yeah, I
You
like
didn't
that
like
better
it?
than I like the romantic chemistry.
Really?
But we've had a lot of good New Holland ones, and when
Yeah.
we have some friends over at New Holland, and they've been very good to us before. So
I'm with AJ. I think out of the 3 beers I just tried, though, I think that's my favorite one.
Because it is smooth.
Yeah,
It is.
It is smooth.
It's got a good flavor to it.
it's balanced all the way through for me.
Not overly sweet.
I'm a I can't do spicy. That's the when you get that aromatic spices in there, it's just that turns me off.
I gotta get you to sample a nice Taxman deduction Mexican chocolate cake.
That's
Yeah.
why this show is fun, though, because you have a lot of different palates around the table.
Right.
You know, because something you may like may not be something I like, but we can still talk to the quality of the beer.
Right.
Would you say it's a quality beer?
Oh
It's a
yeah.
quality beer.
You could drink that. I couldn't drink the sour, but I
Right.
could drink that.
Right, and then Pat
Yeah.
loved the sour, which
Right.
I thought tasted like vomit.
But he
So,
doesn't like
you
the
know.
romantic chemistry that I've had 2 of tonight.
Right.
So I mean, there you go.
It makes it nicer because our listeners are listening to the show and they're like, okay. So what I'm getting at is the 3 beers they had tonight are all decent beers.
Right.
It depends on what my personal preference is.
Now, and we will do this a lot. Where I don't like using harsh terms like vomit, but we do.
Right.
But
Look
we
at
really,
this
we
bottle
really-
label,
We really
FYI.
don't. We really try not to.
The guy looks like a white Pancho Villa.
We never denigrate. We try really not to denigrate the brewery or the beer, and we try to put it in the light of, again, not my palate.
Yeah.
Not my palate. This is what it tastes like to me. And but you still need to judge for yourself.
Yeah.
So,
So
that's what we
you
really
do the
push.
whole thing our current administration doesn't do. Try to be diplomatic about stuff.
We're trying to be.
Sometimes, unless it's a really horrible beer.
Are you talking about?
And then we'll all slam it and we'll say the following words. Remember, we're the Blind Pig Confessions, and we drink the bad beer, so you don't have to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So the Green Flash Brewery. How much of that stuff have you
Say
had?
what?
Green
Not-
Flash.
I have
Not
not
a
heard
lot.
that one. I haven't heard that one.
Okay.
Where's that out of?
It's in all the liquor stores. They're out of California.
Is it a
But if-
macro, micro, or a micro?
That's your first clue.
Yeah. You if you haven't had any Green Flash stuff, you guys need to pick some up and just do that on a dial.
I'm kind of
Um,
scared now. I'm not
no.
sure if he's daring us or
No,
or if
no.
okay.
It's I've got it in my fridge.
All right.
So I mean, but I'm getting into the double IPAs.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm
I
getting
mean that's
into the Belgians. So I did a show recently, and I gotta say, went shopping for some stuff, trying to find some specific stuff, and I've been to a couple of liquor stores around here. Dude, Crown Liquors has a wickedly large and much better selection of just odd off, craft brews. Just bomber here, 6-pack here, or whatever. A much larger random selection of different stuff. I bought, just as a goof, these little short bottles of a Belgian chocolate quad double.
Did you
Holy
say
crap.
a Belgian chocolate twat?
Quad double.
Because if it's called twat, I'm not going to lie. I would run to the
I
liquor
will
store now to
it.
try
To
it.
try it.
Right? Who wouldn't? What man at this table would not try a beer called twat?
No,
I
but
wouldn't.
I bought
I
it.
wouldn't.
I
You
bought it.
wouldn't? Really? I would.
I thought
Would-
it was-
Would you?
I fucking twice
Yeah.
and try it.
Yeah.
I twite.
Yeah.
I twite a lot.
No, I wouldn't try any twat. I'm kind of particular on what twat I partake in too. So
But I mean, I thought it was just kind of like because a lot of those times you see these joke beers by some some brewery you never heard of, and you just it's in some weird bottle, so you buy it out of just pure curiosity. But this was a damn good chocolate freaking quad. It was beautiful, and we'll have a show coming out from the boys in South Bend where I let them sample it. They all loved it. And it was just a random 6-pack Belgian that I pulled off the shelf, and but they had a great selection. Crown Liquors has a much better selection than some of the other places I've been.
Have you been down to Payless on 96th Street? Not
No.
Payless Shoes,
Because I say
but
what?
but the Payless liquor store that's behind.
Their Nike selection.
You're
is
right.
Awesome.
I was going to say, he knows that place. That's where he buys all his heels.
Right. It's the one behind Mike's Car Wash, right in front of the Goodwill store.
Okay. Yes,
right,
I have
right
that
over
there.
there.
They have
over there.
They have
They're-
the mix and match, too.
Yeah, and their selection is off the charts.
Yes.
I mean, I've been to Crown. I've been to everywhere up here, Elite, in the place out
21,
there,
21st,
21st, everything else. But the Payless is
Interesting.
it's got more beers than I've ever seen.
Really?
And I love the
And-
mix
and
and
around.
match because you can go
Right.
in and you can get two.
Yeah,
So that you don't buy a 6-pack of something that's completely sucks ass.
yeah,
You get home and you drink one and you're like, oh,
yeah.
well, fuck. Now I'm stuck with 5 horrible beers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect too. So
Sam looks like he's got.
Sam was pointing at me like,
I don't know. Sam looks like he's
Sam.
got something.
Have
to say.
you not tried? And I don't know who this Sam guy is. He sounds like
Trey
a really
Deuce.
cool dude.
Trey Deuce.
But have you guys not been to cons down on Keystone?
No.
No, that's too far out of our range.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah.
No. What's well?
No,
talk
I
about
didn't
it.
no,
say
no,
anything
I mean-
bad. I just said
No,
too far
no,
out of
no.
our
I'm
range.
just saying, maybe go down to the Indianapolis area.
What they got down? Well, talk about it.
They
That's
got
what I
a
just
lot of
talked
different
about.
stuff. You know me. I don't remember things unless I write it down. And
big selection.
there's
Big
a lot of selection there.
All right,
so.
that works. I mean, yeah, because I've been trying to find better selections, and I realize I got to go outside of my area a little bit because
A little bit.
some of the stuff around just it's too
I
local.
went to
and-
21st
Yeah.
today, and I ended up with some Alpha King and like a Voodoo or something. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
when
all I
we're
could get. I'm like,
but when
God,
we're
like,
trying to do
Yeah,
some, no,
that's-
we're
yeah,
not knocking
I
them.
know
They
what you're
do
saying.
depending on where you go. But
I bought beer because I like their stuff, but
Yeah.
I was looking for a little bit
Something
more of a
new.
selection. Yeah.
So can we have the space dust, zombie dust debate?
no, it's all done.
Is
I
it?
don't like it.
Have you already killed it?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not at all. He's
Go
just
ahead.
being a dick.
Well, no.
I'll drink it if it's
Okay,
there.
so I did sought out zombie dust for a little while because
all did.
It was palatable and it was good, and then space dust came out and it was readily available all the time.
Yes.
All right, I actually liked it a little bit better,
So did I.
and it's a higher alcohol content. It's
Yep.
8.2 versus I think 6.8 on the zombie dust.
Mm-hmm.
So what I had been telling everybody that liked the zombie dust, I was like, forget zombie dust, go get the space dust. It's on the shelf right now. I mean, that was, but Elysion's another, they're from California.
Elysian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had them.
And that's the, but try their Super Fuzz if you haven't. So the Super Fuzz is different than the space dust. They also have the Immortal, but branch out to some of their beers because it is a good, they're a pretty good brewery.
I'm interested in the War Pig stuff coming out.
Yeah, I'm
looking
forward to
Lazurite,
that.
I've had the Lazurite. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good drinking beer. The War Pig stuff from McKellar and is it Three Floyds? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, McKellar and Three Floyds. Collabs and
Yep.
stuff coming out. It's good stuff though. I'm liking some of it already.
I'm a little bit pissed about that last beer. The last beer.
The last
pissed
beer or the
about
sour?
The sour. The
Oh,
sour.
well, there was a beer after the sour.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke, but like that
sour-
last the sour just like kind of
Hit ya?
tainted the
Yeah,
the
you
last
have to be careful. You have to be
Did
careful
you
with
say
the
it tastes
sours.
like taint?
Yeah, it definitely tainted
was.
everything. I would rather lick taint
Want some more?
So would I.
from like a 400-pound dude than
Oh, how can you drink that, Pat?
because he hates himself. I'm
You
convinced.
must like hairy teeth.
No,
I think you
sour.
hate yourself.
I like sours. Don't get on me about it. You guys like.
I like Sour Patch Kid candy.
I like sour beers. Some of them, not all of them. Again, it really depends. Like a lot of things they'll call sours. I prefer the Flanders and Lambics to like just the straight like Brett or wild ale kind of wild yeast kind of things. those get a little weird, funky to them. But I can do the sours. It's just my palate. It's just what I've been able to, though again, my first AHA craft beer was a sour, and I thought it was awesome. I had it out in Seattle. It was great.
Have some more.
All right, sounds
Yes,
good.
please.
I'll just drink everybody else.
Have some more. Please drink mine.
No, I think
And
it
he
was
just like took it down like a champ, like just like open the mouth right down the gullet.
So what? Okay, at what time are we at? Because I got to piss really bad. Do we need a break, or are we about done?
I think we're good.
We can take a break, and then we do like
Come
5
back and finish
or
up?
10 more minutes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I was dying. Sorry.
Yeah, I got to pee too.
All right.
All right, so hey,
All right. So
what did we talk about today?
we talked about a lot. Well, some of it got cut out, but we did talk about a lot of good beers, and we talked a little bit more about Alleys Alehouse, which is our home base, our home away from home. So the nice thing about the pigs, though, and I think you guys will agree with this, is like the AJs and the Sams and the Chris that are just coming on the show. We like to call ourselves the ambassadors of the craft beer community. What we do is free. We don't charge the breweries to go out to the breweries, but because this big craft boom has happened, it's amazing, and we want to get that word out there to people. That, Chris, you and I are very similar.
Yep.
The Miller Lite drinkers of the world.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I get it. You love Miller Lite, but there's way more out there than Miller Lite. Like, this beer has flavor. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's twice as much.
Yeah.
But you're also getting that flavor. It's worth the price.
Right.
You're also getting a little higher alcohol. So, I think you would say, you and I go to Claude's. Let's say Claude's is still up. You and I go over there, and we sit down, and we have 4 big boy Miller Lights.
Right.
We feel it.
Oh, yeah.
But we come here and we have 3 or 4 pints of craft beer. We feel the exact same effect, right?
Exact same.
It's a big difference.
And
there.
sometimes, too. I mean, you get a hold
Depends
of
on
an 8
what
or
you're drinking,
9%er,
yeah.
and then you're like, okay.
Well, I think, and we've talked about the early mentality of like beer drinking and all that was to drink something that you could last you 5-6 hours through the night. You're going out at 9, you're trying to go home at 2. I can drink Miller Lights all night long
That's right.
and still be functional. If I were to pound 32 ounces of any of the shit I drink now,
No.
I'd be done in
You'd
3.
be asleep.
I'd be done
Could
in
you
3.
could you imagine drinking 4 32-ounce Dragon's Milks?
No,
Clark did that.
I can't. I couldn't do that. There's no way.
I couldn't do it, and
I-
I'm a
I
pretty
can't
I'm a
even-
pretty good drinker.
I
Hold
get
on.
a 4-pack, and I can
Clark
only drink
did that.
3.
Clark did that, and he's a big guy.
Clark's bigger
his
than
early
probably
days.
AJ and I combined. He's a big dude,
But
and he's okay with me saying that.
In his
but-
early days of craft beers, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was just drinking Dragon's Milk. All of a sudden, I had like 6 Dragon's Milks, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's like-
you're fucked up."
He's like, dude, it was like the worst day of my life.
Well, yeah.
Like, I passed out the next day. I felt like complete shit. I'm like, dude, you drank 6 Dragon Milks in like 2 hours.
But he was learning.
There's no way for
but he was
you to
learning.
not be
Right.
like shit faced.
They're 11.2. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But people
ridiculous.
don't equate the craft beer the way they should.
Right.
Like a 4.2 beer, double that would be 8.4. But that's not really,
That's
in my
right.
opinion, how it works.
I don't.
No,
I don't
it's-
chug beer no more.
Or you can't.
No,
Not if you're a craft beer guy.
Right.
No, I don't
I
know.
used to.
Lights,
I used
yeah.
to pop open a Natty Light and just take it down in
Oh,
college.
God.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam,
bring
you
it
were
out.
there
Natty
too.
Light.
AJ was there. I mean, over at Claude Nanny's, we used to. I mean, how many
Yeah,
times
yeah.
did we pound them big boys?
Yeah,
Playing
we pounded
poker?
Millers,
Oh.
but why Natty? Oh God.
That was in college.
Well, okay.
Alabama.
I'm sorry. You're
born
going
and
reverse on
raised
him.
Alabama. Okay. Natty Light. All right.
Colon cleanser. Got it.
Yeah.
But
Well, we made room for the Taco Bell.
I think that's the thing about craft beer is I like to go out now and sip beer and enjoy it.
I do too. Absolutely.
Whereas I'm not sure I used to enjoy beer. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but I'm not sure I enjoyed beer. I just
drank
chugged
beer to
beer.
get
You just-
drunk.
Yeah, you
yeah.
just drink to get
Yes.
drunk,
And now-
versus, drinking.
But
to,
you drank to get drunk over a longer period.
That's right. Yeah.
Now you can have 4 and be just as drunk.
Yeah, exactly. but you sip them. You don't.
Yeah.
I don't chug craft beer anymore.
You actually drink for flavor and taste instead of it's like, hey, I'm drinking and I'm drinking, I'm getting drunk. And
Right.
while this one is like, I'm drinking, I'm getting a buzz, but I'm loving what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
And that's generally how it happens with me when it comes to craft beer. So like, I love this taste. I'm drinking because of this taste, not because of like, oh, I need to get this buzz because hey, I'm had a bad day, or I'm just like, hey, get
Right.
the party
Yeah.
going. I was like, this is delicious. And then by the time I'm done, it's like, holy crap, I didn't have 4 of these bad boys. And they're like, 8 point something. I'm like, what the French?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everybody agrees except the Mexican who still loves his Corona. He's the only one that's not like jumping in here on the conversation.
Well, I mean, like, no, I get what he's saying as far as like,
It's like my go-to, It's like I just
you drink it. You drink it when you're doing on the grill.
Exactly.
You drink it it's like me. I drink Yingling when I'm grilling. That's what I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink Yingling while I'm sitting at the grill, barbecuing my butt off.
With that.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, sometimes I'll pour it in my drip pan and everything else. Yeah. And while I'm smoking some meats and stuff. Speaking of which, I need to buy me another brisket.
Dude, I just got a quarter of a freaking 1,400-pound Angus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's in my freezer right now.
How many days did you age it? Or are you just...
No, I buy it directly from Scheller Farms, plugged to Scheller Farms because they are freaking awesome. It's all freaking free-range beef. They raise the beef down in Evansville. And then they have a butler up in Anderson do all the actual butchering and stuff. And it's great. Like, it's so much healthier.
Right.
One, like I can tell, like just their ground beef if I do it inside the house in a pan, you can just tell the difference. And then when you taste it, it's just beyond phenomenal.
Nice.
I've been with them for a couple of years now, and it's just easier. So when I'm cooking, because I do a lot of beer-infused dishes, chicken, beef, so on and so forth, some of my steaks and stuff, and I talked about it on a couple of podcasts as well, where like I'll mix and match some of my steak tacos with certain types of beer. You know, like if I do like a porterhouse steak, I'll drink a dragon's milk to go with it. But if I'm doing like say filet mignon tacos, and then I can do like a nice little
fancy,
right? I'd like to do it up. I'm like, why? I'm like, beef is beef, but when you have good beef, you can really get some deep flavors, and that's what I kind of infuse with the alcohol and the beers, and I'm like, I gotta find something that correlates with the palate that I'm going for.
Yeah,
and it just helps out a lot. So yeah.
I totally get all of that.
I agree with you because recently I brought the pellet grill, which you're well aware of, because you came over and had the wings, right? So
yeah. Speaking of which, you never told me how everything tasted afterwards.
Great.
The wings were good. I mean, like the wings were good. So the pellet grill, you can smoke or you can grill on either one. I'd never had a smoker before, but I wanted to try it, and I love it because it is kind of like craft beer, where I can play around, do different flavors, try different things, and whatever with it. It's so much fun, man. And then you can smoke the wings, and you can pair them with different flavors. Like we had the stupid hot wing, which didn't turn out that hot actually, but it had a good flavor. But that was an IPA type of wing. Then we had the just dry rubbed wing, which is your basic whatever wing. You could have paired that with anything. You could have paired that with like a stout, for example, or whatever, because those flavors would have meshed well. So to me, with craft beer, food and beer are going much more hand in hand for me, where I used to never, and AJ will attest to this, my rule of thumb in my entire life was I will never drink a beer while I'm eating.
Yep.
Because I don't want to ruin the flavor of the beer is what I always said, which was really inaccurate. As I'm looking back now, because Miller Lite didn't have enough flavor to ruin it. But it was that thought process in my own head. Now I'm able, with the craft beer scene, to pair those food and beer pairings together and make my experience a lot better. So that's another reason why I've really fallen in love with the craft beer community.
Yeah.
I realized that a stout is good for a s'more by the campfire. A IPA is good for something that I eat that's like stupid hot. Everything has its own place.
It has its place. It has its place.
So the only thing I don't, and to this day, and I still can't do it, if I have pizza, I have to have a soda with pizza. It's me. It's Jordan. It's weird, but
gotta have a Coke.
Soda and pizza go together, and I don't know why.
Grapica?
What's that?
Grapica?
What's Grapica?
Grapico.
No.
Grape-flavored soda with pizza? No.
Grape Fago with pizza. I'll drink that. Diet. Well, I drink diet anyway.
That's an Alabama thing.
Well,
My bad.
This is a weird thing.
Yeah, grape soda with Everclear, maybe.
Well, okay.
Oh,
that's a purple Jesus.
Yeah.
For having known him for so long, it's actually kind of a Jordan maturing and growing up on a few things, because when he eats food, normally...
Did I just get called immature?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
No, I said you are maturing.
Mature.
Because remember...
Maturing, but not mature.
Think back several years ago. You don't drink beer with food.
No, I
All
never have.
you ever did was water.
Mm-hmm.
When you ate, you did not drink beer, and
That's
now
true.
you're actually moving towards understanding beer pairings with your food, and you're drinking beer with food. That's
Yes.
actually a big change for him.
It is.
He never had done that before.
No,
he was
it-
very specific about
But
that.
I think it's all part of. That's what I was trying to say, Pat. Is it's all part of this this growing with the craft beer community thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, before it was Miller Lite. That's all I drank. Miller Lite doesn't go with salad. It doesn't go with pizza. It doesn't go with anything. It's just
No, it goes with pizza, man.
I
does.
It definitely.
pizza.
it's
I
like-
ait food and I chugged Miller Lite to get
Right.
drunk. That's what
Nah,
I did.
Man, you get your nice, pizza, and you drink a nice cold beer with it. It's delicious.
But he didn't do that. He never did
No.
that.
Well, we know he's weird.
I jump on the Corona train though. When I go on vacation, that's what I start drinking at noon. And
Yeah, because it's an all-day beer.
That's right. It's
Like
an
you
all-day
can start
beer.
early-
That's
I
right.
started drinking whiskey.
I don't mind
then.
Corona. I'm a little
Do you guys have
I'm a little
all-day
queer
beer
American, so I
cast?
put my little lime in my Corona. But
What Trey?
Do you guys have an all-day beer cast? What is going to be your all-day beer and have?
yeah, we talk
talked
about it on the
about
show a
it
lot. We
here and
usually
there.
call it a boat beer, is what we refer to it as.
boat beer. Okay.
That's the boat beer.
You know, which makes sense. You've been up to Shawano Lake.
Yes.
We
Hold
refer to
on.
it as like what beer would we go to the store, buy, put in that cooler, and take out on Shawano on the pontoon boat for the day.
Yeah, but when Sam on a boat is different because Sam does something different on a boat.
only now that he's been out there.
Sorry, Trey Deuce does something different on a boat.
Can I say nigga?
You just did.
So
wait, I'm
just talking about Trey Deuce
I can't
and the
talk
boat.
about-
That really doesn't fucking go well.
For Chris and Roberto.
Hold on, I can't talk about. I
I mean, I
that.
swam, but
I can't talk about what you do on a boat
You can talk about what I do on
at
the
like
boat.
midnight.
Okay, well,
gets
hold that
naked.
thought for a minute. So, Chris and Roberto, here's the story behind Sam. So,
Trey,
for edit for Trey
Damn,
Deuce. Here's
sorry,
the story
Deuce.
for Trey Deuce. So, the first time we take him up to Shawano,
dude, you know
the
we can't-
motherfucker has never been on a boat before, on a lake, right?
Nope.
Scared shitless. So we
Yep.
pick up the boat at the marina. I think AJ, did we pick up the boat? I think we may have picked up the boat that year. So Sam is on the boat, like cowered in the corner with his life jacket on.
What else was happening?
It
There
was
that
raining.
time? What type of rain?
It was a storm.
Yeah, it was a storm. It was a storm.
He's shaking.
It was a.
Hold on. There was big old fat rain. Some rain going in sideways.
Yeah.
It was a storm. We are at
It
the
wasn't a
marina. It was like,
hurricane, though,
hey,
Trey.
let's. The waves were super choppy, and I was bouncing up out of the seat. So no,
Because
that
you
was
were on a boat.
And not at, yeah.
2 inches in the air is not.
And then we put him on. Then
nice
we put him
boat
on.
ride.
About 2 days later, yes, we put him on a wave runner. This motherfucker drives by the boat 2 inches from the boat, way illegal, 2 inches from the boat, and he's screaming, "Woo!" as he goes by us. It was,
Couldn't
it
handle.
was like two different fucking worlds. It was crazy.
I was actually going more on Deuce's nighttime proclivities on the boat when he
Well,
almost when he
naked
almost
time.
crashed
He would
it.
tell us he had to have naked time, and he wanted to take the boat out.
He never drove a boat.
And never drove a boat, so he'd undock it, and he'd take it out about 20 feet off the pier, just far enough that we couldn't see him, so
In
he could have his,
flashlight range.
so he could have his naked time on the boat by himself.
And then
True
I was
story.
communing with nature.
he did. And then he tried to drive the boat back.
I did
Dumb
drive
about wrecked
back.
it. Dumb about wrecked it into
I
the,
did not
Dumb
wreck
about
it.
wrecked it into the
Bullshit.
pier.
You texted me that night, and you said, "Jordan,
I hit
Jordan.
the pier kind of hard.
hey,
Okay, yeah.
I'm not naked anymore, but I need some help out here."
Because I didn't know how to dock it. You guys was like, it was like wet docking, and it was like, the water was high. I was like, well, I can't find the thing. It was night, and I couldn't find, the little buoy to tie it off.
buoy
to.
with
I'm
the-
inside,
yeah.
obviously shit face, sitting at a table playing games. I get a text from Trey Deuce here.
Help me
I'm,
park the
I'm
boat."
trying to park the boat. So I go flying outside. I'm like running in the water because I rented the boat. It's in my name. I'm like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh,
Well,
we're
if,
trying to-
if he
well-
crashes that motherfucker, I'm in trouble.
Well, he got it to the pier, but it needs to be wet dock, not dry, not pier dock. So yeah, it was funny though.
Yeah.
Oh, then
was
don't
good
worry.
times, good
There's-
times.
We'll bleep out the other names.
Yeah, please.
Dude,
Yeah.
it don't
Every time
matter.
I say the word SAM, I'll just beep or or something. It'll
Okay,
be
cool.
fine. It'll be fine.
We
It'll be
we-
funny. We'll
we
be
still
good.
got to get a recording from Hamilton the Satan Pig.
Yes. So, all right, guys. Well, I tell you what, we're about out of time tonight. So, I appreciate you guys coming out. The pigs are here. AJ coming out. Trey Deuce coming out. Chris coming out. We gotta get you guys on more often. I think what we need to do is have another backyard show at my house. I'll do some barbecuing, some smoking some wings, and we'll do some more sampler beers this fall.
Sounds good.
I got a campfire. I got a fire pit. We'll do that, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yep. So, again, thank you guys so much for coming on. We appreciate it. We love the support all of you guys give us. Trey Deuce, you're still doing some comedy out there, right?
Yes,
let's talk about that real quick before we end the show.
Well, it's summertime, and so I got kids and a wife, so I had to spend that time with them. But come this fall, look for Trey Deuce postings where he's going to be doing stand-up at.
All right.
Perfect. Sweet. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you very much, and thank you, Alleys Alehouse, as always, for having us here. Everybody have a great night.
Cheers.
There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes. All right.